Welcome to Excellence Sports. Hope y'all was able to catch the live for AEW's World's End watch along that I did last night. So in this video, I'm gonna be doing my recap. Like I said, got my handy dandy notebook right here where I took all my notes at for the event. Like I said, I wasn't able to get the best commentary as I was trying to take notes. But let's get into the first match. It was started with the semifinals for the Continental Classic. Had Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. Now in this match, a great way to get the show started. I mean, you got chops to start the match, and you got a lot of reversals. Like, these two know each other so well. Like, they used to be best friends. So, of course, it was going to be a lot of reversal spots in the match. So, that made a lot of sense. Now, Kyle Fletcher, he was taunting to the crowd a lot. Like, every time he'd get the advantage, he started taunting to the crowd. Then, it was some good spots, like the Poison Rana and the Hidden Blade. Then, them both being laid out. Them having a headbutting contest was pretty interesting. Ospreay getting busted open in the first match was definitely didn't expect that and don't think it was necessary. Like, I don't think it really added to the match with him bleeding that much. And then we'll see what happens with Ospreay later in the match. Then Ospreay, he ended up hitting the Styles Clash to get the win and advance to the finals of the Continental Classic. It was a really fun match. It was some great spots. They didn't go crazy with the no sales. I felt like the blood was unnecessary. But this was a great way to get the show started. So, a fun match. I think it had the wrong winner, though, because I feel like they're doing the 50-50 booking thing, because now they both have one win against each other. So, I feel like they're going to have a third match so they can do a rubber match. I think Cal Fletcher should have got the win here and went on to the finals to get his moment and win the Continental Classic, but he didn't. And it was a fun match, so at least the match was fun to watch. But I did think Cal Fletcher should have won this match. Now the next match, the other semifinals match for the Continental Classic, you had Ricochet and Okada. Okada's one of the best heels in AEW, getting cheered like crazy. Ricochet is getting so over as a heel that they're cheering Okada. So Ricochet, good job. But I didn't enjoy this match at all. I feel like this was definitely the worst match of the night by far. It was slow paced for the most part. I didn't have fun watching it at all, really. It was I mean, you had like this full reversals in like the middle of the match, which was cool, I thought. But then Okada ended up hitting the Rainmaker, and he got the win. He advanced to the finals to go on and face Will Ospreay for the Continental Championship, which is his. He is the Continental Champion, so he's getting to the finals to face Will Ospreay. And then after that, Swerve Strickland, he came out with a microphone because Ricochet was still in the ring, and he was like, Ricochet, you do a lot of talking for a guy that keeps losing. Because they both lost in the Continental Classic now. Because Swerve lost last year, then Ricochet lost this year. So he came out there and he was like, you do a lot of talking, whether it be in the ring, on social media, this and that, but you're not really proving nothing. So then he was like, so then Prince Nana came out there, he started handing toilet paper to all the fans in the front row. Then Swerve was like, on the count of three, we're going to say a Happy New Year to Ricochet and throw all the toilet paper in the ring. And it was like, 1, 2, 3, Happy New Year. And then all the toilet paper got thrown in the ring. And he was like, Happy New Year, Trevor. Because he had told Ricochet not to drop the ball. And that's exactly what he did. And so we getting that feud coming up soon. It's been developing over the last 2 weeks now. So it'll probably pick up on Dynamite. If not, they'll have a match at one of those TV specials that they do. So they getting ramped up with this feud between Swerve and Ricochet. So we'll see where that goes. Now the women's match, we had two women's matches tonight. But first we had the Tijuana Street Fight with Thunder Rosa and Mariah May. Now I still don't know how I still don't know how Thunder Rosa got this title shot. But we're not gonna harp on that because this was a good match. Mariah May instantly started going towards Thunder Rosa's dad and talking to him. Then Thunder Rosa, she got on the attack. She jumped out the gates immediately. Now, what was interesting is that Thunder Rosa came to the ring with a pinata. And I was wondering, why did she have a pinata? Like, that was really confusing. But she had the pinata, and we'll get to that pinata spot later because it was kind of cool. Then Thunder Rosa get a bunch of weapons out, but they're not really used. So then Thunder Rosa and Mariah May, they fighting up the entrance ramps. And it was motorcycles up there, which I'm surprised she didn't use them since they were up there for display. I guess it's just describing what Tijuana is. But then you had Mariah May got tequila from somewhere, then she spit it in Thunder Rosa's face. Then it was a cardboard door set up for Thunder Rosa to spear Mariah May through. So that was a cool spot. Then you had some elbow strikes to them going back and forth. And then as Thunder Rosa was on the attack, she told Mariah May, "You're not going to be my mommy." So, because I guess Mariah May was trying to get at Thunder Rosa's dad or whatever. Then we found out that what was in the pinata was thumbtacks. So then Thunder Rosa take out the thumbtack. She opened the pinata, unleashed the thumbtacks, but Thunder Rosa ended up going through the thumbtacks, and then Mariah May, she had took Thunder Rosa's dad cane and started trolling him. But then once Thunder Rosa got a hold of the cane, she started beating Mariah May with it. So that was cool. Then it was a spot where Thunder Rosa, she had a chain and she used it twice, but she let go of it. Then Mariah May, she had got this bag. It had Tijuana dirt from the Tijuana cemetery. Then she put it in the Thunder Rosa's eyes. Ended up getting the pin, but she hit a pile driver through the table, and she ended up retaining the AEW Women's World Championship. So that was an amazing match. I enjoyed it. And like all these matches, except for the Ricochet match, were really good. That was a really good match. So I had 2 out of the first 3 matches to hit so far, and it's only 8 matches, which is an upgrade from going from 10, which you usually do, to having long pay-per-views. It was only 8 matches, and that was good because it allowed room for Swerve to come out there and cut that promo. If you had 10 matches and Swerve did that would have dragged on, and that would have felt like it was a waste of time, and it probably wouldn't have happened. But getting to the next match, MJF and Adam Cole, this is their best match. Out of the 3 matches that they've had, this is their best match, and there's no need to continue to feud. So you start Mike Bennett and Matt Taven there at ringside, trying to make sure that MJF doesn't use the Dynamite Diamond Ring. But then it's a spot in the match where Adam Cole the ref is checking on Adam Cole. Then MJF hits himself on the steel steps, and then the referees he's like calling for the ref. He was like, ref, and then he assumes that it was Matt Taven and Mike Bennett that attacked him, so he sends them to the back, which is a cool spot. So that allows MJF to get the ring. Like, that was really creative. So that was some great work by MJF. But then they told the story of Adam Cole and his ankle that affected him throughout the entire match. I'm trying to see what's the other important spots. Yeah, MJF was on the attack. He was attacking that ankle, and obviously as a heel, that's what you're gonna do, attack that ankle. It's still kind of dumb how he used to heel in this situation, even though he said he was gonna turn on him. It's still pretty dumb. But then Adam Cole gets a hold of the ring later in the match, back to the ring spot, and then MJF hits him with a low blow, and he ends up getting the win because of that. But then after that, MJF, he's trying to destroy Adam Cole's leg, but then Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong come out there to save him. Then they attack MJF, then Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, they come out there. Now you got the whole clique back together, and they're cool again. So that ends it. MJF still has the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Nobody's going to beat him for it. Then I'm pretty sure Adam Cole and MJF both bled in this matchup. It made sense. They've been feuding for over a year. Like it was revealed, Adam Cole was the devil last year at World's End, and you finally had the match this year at World's End, and MJF ended up getting the win. So now he has 2 wins and 1 draw against Adam Cole. No need to continue the rivalry. This is where it ends. As simple as that. Then for the next match, this was a hard-hitting affair. One of the best international championship matches I've seen. And I've seen some great ones. This is definitely, at least for this year, this is a top 5 international championship match. You had Powerhouse Hobbs, Konosuke Takeshita for the championship. It started off with elbow strikes, which I was surprised because a lot of these matches started off with chops. But it started off with the elbow strikes. Haas was throwing around Takeshita at first. Then he eventually dropped. Then the story of this was Hobbs went into it with a injured knee already, a banged up knee. So Takeshita was able to take advantage of that, and he was trying to pick apart that knee the entire match. Now they had this sequence where they were exchanging lariats, and like this is one of the better back and forth like matchups I've seen, even with the leg injury, because it's like Takeshita couldn't fully take advantage of Hobbs because he's so strong and powerful. They did have Takeshita pull off a suplex, and that was cool. But then in the end, towards the end, Hobbs took off the knee brace for whatever reason. I guess he thought it'd be to his advantage, but it was ultimately to his detriment. Then could Takeshita end up getting the win to retain the international championship. Whoever won that match, I would have been satisfied with. It was a great match. Like these matches are all great. I can't say any of these matches were bad except for the Ricochet and Okada one. Like I'm not trying to like this is my honest opinion. And it's like it's definitely been some pay-per-views where it's been a few bad matches, but out of 8, 7 of them deliberate. It was just one that was bad. Chris Statlander and Mercedes Monae. This match right here, Mercedes Monae, Chris Statlander Part 2, this was amazing. Mercedes was, yeah, but Chris Statlander, she fell for, Mercedes got overpowered early, so Mercedes went for a handshake, and Chris Statlander fell for it for some reason. But then, you had multiple ring spots, apron spots, where it was just back and forth the whole time. Mercedes was able to lock in a straight jacket, and Chris Statlander was able to get out of it somehow. And then the way she was applying that straight jacket was ridiculous, because it was like, you just don't do that to somebody like Chris Statlander. Like, it was very impressive what she was able to do, locking in that straight jacket, and Chris Statlander just not being able, and Mercedes not being able to get the win, and Chris being able to get out of it. Then, it was a spot where Mercedes went for a meteor, like the double knees. Then Chris Statlander tried to counter with a power bomb. Then it was like they were both laid out. So it's like, wow, so who really took the worst of it? You don't know. Then Chris Statlander did a package pile driver, but Mercedes kicked out at 2. That was a cool moment, a cool spot. Had the other spot where it was like, you thought Mercedes was going for the 3 amigos. No, she went for Siete. She went for 7 of them, 7 suplexes in a row to neutralize Chris Statlander and her back injury. Because that was the story of this. Like, well, not necessarily that she had a back injury, but that she was focusing on the back because that'll make her weaker since she's such a powerful woman. So that worked out perfect. And then in this match, it was so many near falls where you thought, this is Chris times to win, or this is Mercedes time to win. And it was like, you really didn't know who was going to win that match. Then Mercedes did a pile driver to Chris Statlander on the apron. She was able to beat the 10 count. Mercedes said, "Why won't you die?" Which I'm pretty sure is a Jason vs. Freddy reference. But Chris Statlander hit a clothesline. Mercedes was able to apply the ankle lock, and Mercedes ended up retaining the championship. This match was spectacular. This was definitely better than their first match. And then you get to the Continental Classic Finals for the Continental Championship with Okada and Will Ospreay. You start off with elbow chops. You just start off with elbow strikes and chops. I wrote that down in my notes. I don't know why. I meant to say elbow strikes and chops. But you had elbow strikes, chops to start off the match. Okada hit 3 DDTs in a row because Ospreay's head was obviously injured from all the blood and bleeding he did from his match earlier. So he bled once again in this match. Still wasn't enough for Okada, but the tape on Ospreay's forehead came off. Then you obviously had a story of Ospreay is 2-8 against Okada, and Okada was his mentor. So then you had punches being thrown and all that. Then Okada, it was a few times where Okada had to beat the 10 count. Like I said, they told the story of mentorship and the reversals of them knowing each other pretty well. Ospreay hit the Styles Clash, but that wasn't enough. Okada kicked out at 2. Then Ospreay kicked out with Rainmaker, and you could tell Ospreay is worn out because Ospreay did have a first match, but and Okada had a second match. But with all the stuff that Ospreay went through in a much better match, you could obviously tell he was worn out. And then, like I said, Ospreay started bleeding once again. Ospreay actually hit Okada with a Rainmaker in the match, and Okada was able to kick out. I mean, it is his finishing move. And then Okada connected the Rainmaker one more time to retain the Continental Championship, and that was it. Okada won the Continental Classic. He's now 9-2 against Will Ospreay all time. And then you get Christopher Daniels. He comes out there. He was like, excuse me, I can't present you with a title because I'm no longer EVP, but this guy is. Then Kenny Omega makes his return. Now Kenny Omega, he's back as EVP for now. For now. Then he comes to grasp the Continental Championship, presents it to Okada, which is one of his greatest rivals of all time. And then that's it. That's how it ends. And actually, I forgot to mention that Ospreay and Okada, they shook hands. It wasn't like they shook hands and Okada put up the middle finger. They shook hands like out of actual respect for each other, so that was a cool moment. Then you get to the main event for the AEW World Championship. Fatal 4-Way. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page versus Switchblade Jay White versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Jay White and Hangman, they arguing to start the match. So then Orange Cassidy, he goes after Moxley immediately. He's like, if we're trying to win and work together, we got to go after Moxley early. So he went after him first. Because Adam Page had pushed him out the way, but he was like, you know what? Forget that. We said we were going to go after Moxley, so he did that. But then Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, they get involved. They interfere in the match. Marina Shafir, she gets involved. Now, Moxley does get hit with the Shield powerbomb by the three challengers through the table, and he got busted open in that spot. That was one of the best spots of the night. Just that callback. Like I said, Yuta, Marina Shafir, Claudio, they keep getting involved. Marina, and then you had all these. It was a time where every guy had a chance to win. Like Orange Cassidy, he hit the orange punch consecutive times, almost got the win. The ref got pulled out. Had Jay White hitting the Blade Runner multiple times, almost getting the win. And then that's when Wheeler Yuta got back involved. Then Marina Shafir was standing behind Jay White. Then she came up on him. Jay White hit the Blade Runner, and the crowd popped so hard for that. That's one of the best spots of the night. And she deserved it. She keep interfering. Like, these women always interfering in men's matches, and men can't do nothing to them. So I'm glad Jay White did that. Equal rights, equal fights. That's all I got to say. But like I said, those two, those three, the Death Riders, they kept getting involved. It was like, then the match felt rushed. Like, and after what's her name, Switchblade hit Marina Shafir with the Blade Runner, Wheeler Yuta hit him with a Busaiku knee. Then Moxley ended up pinning him to win the match to retain the AEW World Championship. Number one, it felt rushed, and it was way too much interference for a fatal 4-way main event for the last match, for the last pay-per-view of the year. You should have made Okada and Ospreay the main event, because you really just wasted time doing that. That was stupid to end that match like that. Like, we gotta have some type of different ending to some of these matches. Like, that stuff just gets repetitive, and it's so stupid. But then, after that, they trying to attack Jay White because of what he did to Marina Shafir. So then FTR makes their appearance, and they said they weren't cleared for the rest of the year. And then the lights go out, and then you see the screen just pop up, rated FTR. So I was like, oh, no. Adam Copeland then came back, or formerly known as Edge, then came back, and he with FTR. Then they go after, they attack them, or they attack the Death Riders. Now, Christian Cage, he in the booth looking shocked, because he was going to cash in after this match. Him and the Patriarch, they was going to walk down to that ring, and they was going to cash in to help Christian get that World Championship. But now Adam Copeland back, so that ruined the whole thing. Now we're getting FTR versus Death Riders on Dynamite this Wednesday. So, wow, that was a good way to end the show with FTR and bringing back Adam Copeland. But I felt like that was the wrong main event. Now, obviously, the stuff with Christian and all that, it makes sense why I main evented. But the way that it ended, I just felt it was very stupid. Now, I did say it was... So, out of the 8 matches, Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, banger. Ricochet Okada, didn't enjoy that at all. Tier 1 Street Fight with Mariah Mason and Rosa, banger. 2 or 3 so far. MJF and Adam Cole, banger. Hobbs and Takeshita, banger. Statlander, Monae, banger. Continental Classic finals with Okada and Osprey, banger. That's 6 out of 7 so far. Make it 6 out of 8. Because now looking back at my notes and remembering the match, it had some cool spots, but I just felt like it was really rushed and they didn't do a great job with this Fatal 4-Way. Like it could have been really a lot better. It was like the Fatal 4-Way that WWE did with Roman. Who was it? It was like Roman, Randy, KO, and LA. No, it was like Roman, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and somebody else. If you know what I think y'all know what I'm talking about, but it just felt really rushed. So it was hard to enjoy it, especially with all the interferences. Like I just felt like it was a waste of time to do all that. But that's it for this video. Please leave a like, uh, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. AEW went 6-8 on this pay-per-view. Had 6 bangers and 2 like duds, and one of those duds was the main event, which I'm not too thrilled about. But hey, comment down below what you thought of AEW World Championship. Peace.